So we've allocated 4 minutes per speaker, which should be enough time to make your comments and also, very importantly, to propose recommendations, because as we've heard, we want to come away from this meeting with actionable strategies, approaches, things that we've not considered before, things that we need to revisit, strengthen, otherwise refine. So we will start now. We need to raise your hands again. I'll take the gentleman there, please, to start off with. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manocha. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ahmad Shahidov. I represent Azerbaijan Institute for Democracy and Human Rights. And before starting my speech, I just want to briefly comment on a reply of Ms. Lilith Grigoryan, representative of Armenia, regarding the participation of Western Azerbaijan community here. And I just kindly remind that the Western Azerbaijan community is a non-governmental organization who consists of people expelled from Armenia in 1980s, and they just demand to return to their homes, their villages, and they have to live in the territories where they were born. And this cannot be considered as a territorial claim against Armenia, because Azerbaijan accepts the territorial integrity of Armenia within the internationally recognized borders, and no need to distort these facts. So regarding today's discussions, I just want to thank the ODIHR for this discussion, because today's topic are very important, because the violence and even murders that occur in today's society mostly take place on the basis of gender discrimination, and the restrictions on women and girls in society and the trampling of their rights eventually result in murders. In particular, we see the restriction of women's rights in a number of Muslim countries, girls' right to education, the ban on women's participation in social and political life are most common cases in Muslim societies today. But there are always exceptions, and specifically I would like to draw your attention to the situation in this field in Azerbaijan, in my country. First of all, let me note that the Republic of Azerbaijan became the first country to provide women's rights in a broad sense back in 1918. In the Eastern world, women were given the right to vote for the first time in Azerbaijan in 1918. Today, rights of women and girls are fully protected in Azerbaijan. Today, Azerbaijani women play an active role not only in society but also in state management, in state governance. Today, June 24 is celebrated as International Day for Women in Diplomacy. So in this regard, I would like to give a brief information about the role of women in politics and diplomacy in Azerbaijan. I think that it's enough to mention one fact today: the second and third persons of the Azerbaijani state are women. The first vice president of Azerbaijan is Ms. Mehriban Aliyeva. Today, the speaker of the parliament of Azerbaijan is Ms. Sahiba Gafarova. Today, the ombudsman for human rights in Azerbaijan is Ms. Sabina Aliyeva. Today, the number of women MPs in the parliament of Azerbaijan is efficient. In this regard, I think that Azerbaijan can be an example for other member states. Today, all the official representatives representing Azerbaijan in this hall here are women, and this is no accident. Women play the main leading role in the governance of Azerbaijan, and I would especially like to draw attention to the activities of Vice President of Azerbaijan, Mrs. Mehriban Aliyeva, because Mehriban Aliyeva's personal example and her message to the society as a source of inspiration for all women in Azerbaijan. Ms. Mehriban Aliyeva is a woman who takes initiative in the implementation of social, cultural projects, education and other fields. On the initiative of Mehriban Aliyeva, churches and synagogues in a number of European capitals such as Paris, Rome and other cities have been renovated, which is a manifestation of multiculturalism and tolerance in the world. At the same time, she can be an example not only for Azerbaijani women but also for the entire Eastern Islamic world, with her personal example in state governance, because international cooperation in gender issues is necessary. Today in Azerbaijan, where most Muslim countries are, there there are cases of early marriage, consanguineous marriage, and girls' evasion of education. There are more such cases, especially in the regions and rural areas.
May I ask you to draw
I
your
think that
comments to a
along with
conclusion, please?
educational work, strengthening the legislation is also an important point. And the end, I just want to remind that last month the Parliament of Azerbaijan adopted a law prohibiting consanguineous marriages in the country, and this is a very important
Thank
issue
you. We
in
need
terms
to
of forced marriage.
We need to
Thank
move
you
on.
for your
Thank you
attention.
very much for your contribution. Now call on the delegate from the European Union, please.
My apologies. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I'd like